Hey, are you seriously podcasting alone?
Nah, I'm with my
Fucking love.
Let's go.
It's so nice. I love it.
The boys are back in town, baby.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, hello everybody. Hello everybody. I am John. To my left, I have another John.
John.
To my right, I have Nicola.
Hola.
I also
Nicola.
have with me the lovely Priscilla, who will be moderating, making sure we don't talk too much smack and get off track.
Priscilla is our Jamie. from
Yeah.
Wow.
our Jamie from
I'm
Joe
the
Rogan
Joe
podcast.
Rogan. She's the Jamie to my Joe Rogan.
All three of us are Joe Rogans.
All three of us are Joe Rogans. There's no guests on this
I
podcast.
wish I was Joe
Only
Rogan.
sometimes.
Only Bobby.
Only Bobby guested.
Bobby Althoff.
No, we're not talking about Bobby Althoff, okay? Okay, so for this episode, we have a very, very dark topic. So for you, the audience out there, honestly, right off the bat, trigger warnings are in the description. It's going to get rough. Be warned already. This is your only warning, and
We'll try our best to keep it up.
we're going to try our best to keep up the good spirits. Try
when
not
John
to be...
gets in those research modes, like, bets are all off. You know what I mean? It could get dark. It could get whatever it is, but it's true. So it has to be true.
All right. So you just finished a movie that featured a cameo of a dog for a brief couple of seconds. Something so brief you probably already forgot about it. Until you reach the bottom of the credits and the famous tagline comes on screen. No animals were harmed in the making of this film.
Ooh.
And you're probably thinking, yeah, I should fucking hope no animals were harmed in that 2-second shot of a dog.
That's how you know this shit's gonna get deep. This is the first line.
I'm telling you right now,
should
this is the
hope
angriest
not.
I've ever been researching something. But as with most disclaimers, from the most obvious to the more bogus, they exist because at one point in time, somebody did indeed fuck up. And that's what we're talking about today. In 1978, a series of cabinet cards was commissioned by industrialist horseman Leland Stanford. The job was undertaken by a man named Edward Muybridge, who produced a series of photos capturing every phase of a man riding a horse and titled it Horse in Motion. He shot the horse, not with a gun, but with 12 cameras.
Thank you for fucking clarifying that. I thought he just put down the horse.
Listen, I did that for you guys.
He did the little running and he did the
Yeah.
whole animation of running, and then the last one is him putting down the horse. So
No.
like, what the fuck, man?
No.
That's wild.
The result is akin to a flip book of a running horse. So we're going to show that to you guys. As with every episode, all the visuals will be in the description. I made a slideshow for you guys, so just click that. You'll be able to see all the videos and images that are paired with this episode.
Was that the very first motion picture?
Yeah. So look at that.
Follow along
That is a
with us.
20-second shot of a person on a horse.
Glorious.
You may also find it under the name Sally Gardner Takes a Gallop, which sounds like the weirdest sex tape ever. But yeah.
And you can also find it in the film Nope.
Yeah, you might also have, recently seen this featured in Nope.
Bang, no.
They put the actual clip of this one, or they put like
No,
their
they
own
put the
version?
actual clip in Nope.
Oh, okay.
This actually proved at the time that there was a point in a horse's sprint where all 4 hooves are off the ground. But this also turned out to be the first time somebody applied what is called chronophotography.
And CGI.
No, there's no CGI.
That's why he was flying.
Fuck. And it would become one of those massive leaps towards a medium we all know and love today. Motion pictures.
Something that we haven't mastered yet as
Yeah.
a podcast.
No, we haven't.
No, we still haven't done
Listen, man, we're working on it, okay? Whether you call them movies or films, cinema would not be a thing if we hadn't gotten Horse in Motion. This is an interesting bit of film history to look at. Not only does it cement how crucial animals have been to the art form, but it also highlights the long-withstanding link between animals and entertainment. The practice can be traced as far back as Mesopotamia, where they hunted animals in chariots as a form of symbolizing man's dominion over nature. So the most ancient representation being a basalt monument dated from before 3000 BC, showing a king hunting down lions, Idris Elba style. You ever seen was it Beast?
Yeah.
That movie's fucking amazing. He fights a lion barehanded, a CG lion.
I could fight a lion.
CG lion.
And it goes You don't want to be doing that for this episode.
Were animals harmed in that movie?
I doubt it. I was a CG ass lion. It looked it. So here, I don't have the picture of that basalt monument. I do have a picture of a clay ceiling from the Assyrian kingdom. Basically, it's an impression of an Assyrian king in combat with a lion. So the lion's on its hind legs and it's fighting this king. So yeah, so there you see it. That's an old, like really old piece of evidence.
They used to also have that for gladiators in Rome too, where they would fight lions and stuff like that.
Yes, well, the ancient Romans also engaged in this practice. Like alongside chariot races, which still happen today, they had also shows pitting gladiators who were usually slaves, criminals or prisoners of war versus exotic animals like lions, bears, rhinos, tigers, and even giraffes. Now,
Giraffes, like
I don't know. How do you fight a giraffe?
Anybody can win against a giraffe. Just take his legs out.
No, they could stomp you or kick you.
Yeah, but if you got a sword, it's kind of unfair.
That's true. Does the giraffe get a sword too?
Just wipe it out.
It's got long ass legs.
Yeah.
You take his
Have you
legs
seen?
out. That's
No,
it.
dude.
Game
Look up
over.
a video of a giraffe kicking a zebra.
We're not doing that.
I've also seen. I saw in a video. Somebody was talking about it at work, where they were fighting with each other's necks. Like
They will fucking swing their necks at each other.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
I wonder how low they can go with that. Like, could they hit us?
Well, I mean, that would be a headbutt.
Look up headbutting humans.
No.
Priscilla's telling us to move on. So oftentimes hungry animals were pitted against other hungry animals. Other times they would tie a live person to a stake and let animals eat them alive.
What the fuck?
Nice.
But I would pay money to see that.
Fucking rad, dude.
That's so rad, bro. Like a human not fighting back against an animal.
So I am going to go back to film for a little bit. So in 1903, the Thomas Edison Company produced a film titled Electrocuting an Elephant.
What?
Where, as the title suggests, an elephant named Topsy is led onto a metal platform.
Why name it? That's so fucked up.
Well, hold on. There's some backstory here. The elephant. This is like the sequel. There's a prequel.
1900s.
It's 1903.
Bro, they were so bored. It's a whole
Kind of
century
bored,
of
yeah.
this
boredom.
was the first TV.
So Topsy the elephant is led onto a metal platform where he's then electrocuted to death. So we're gonna show you the film now. So we see an elephant being led on. It's very grainy. It's a couple of dudes. There's something being built in the background. It's like a section of an amusement park that's being built in the background.
Did that elephant commit war crimes or something? Like, why is it being?
Yeah, we're gonna get into what the elephant did.
It's a slutty elephant.
Whoa.
No.
Hey,
So
yo.
we then kind of we there's a cut and we see the elephant now on the platform. It is about to be electrocuted.
Now knowing how smart elephants are, I feel bad.
And by the way, audience, this is rough. So just
Just skip the slide if you can't handle it.
yeah.
Which is like
So there
probably
you
me.
see it, the smoke arising from the thing and the elephant.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That is
Yeah,
messed
yeah.
up.
My Topsy.
Poor Topsy.
Poor
They
Dumbo.
they really fucked up Topsy
They
there.
put down Dumbo so hard.
Yeah, I gave this one a 3 on Letterboxd.
What the fuck?
It was a quick death ish.
The CGI was good though.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Because by the way, this episode is going to give you a lot of Letterboxd logs because there's a lot of like mini shorts to watch, but
and they're all on Letterboxd.
and they're all on Letterboxd.
Not sponsored.
But yeah, exactly. Sponsor us, Letterboxd. Maybe you know. Anyway, I want to talk about Letterboxd. When you go on Letterboxd, everybody 1 stars, half stars this one. So you're gonna see like a lot of half-star reviews saying, "Oh, they killed a fucking elephant for this." That's not entirely true. So they did kill an elephant, but not for this. Okay,
It was gonna happen anyways.
exactly.
Documentary purposes.
Exactly. So now there are a lot of misconceptions surrounding this film. Some of you might have heard that in an effort to make a better case for DC power, which Thomas Edison was promoting at the time, Edison himself orchestrated this execution in order to prove that AC power was dangerous. That's not actually true. I remember hearing this in school. Yeah. So Edison had no involvement in the electrocution of the elephant. Topsy was actually a circus elephant who had a reputation for being disobedient and violent. The final straw was when Topsy killed a drunken spectator who had burnt out a cigarette on her trunk.
I mean, that motherfucker had it coming.
He had it
Fuck that
fucking
motherfucker.
Fuck you. Yeah.
I'd
Yo,
trample your
Topsy's a
shit.
G.
Topsy's a fucking G.
I would trample your shit.
Topsy's a revolutionary.
Tell me about it.
So the circus finally decided to publicly announce that they would be hanging the elephant. And Yes.
How the
Yo,
fuck are you gonna do that?
That was not gonna go well.
Exactly.
the hell?
You see, they didn't really have the imagination for how to execute an animal.
Don't they have like elephant guns? That was a thing.
Well, they have shotguns,
I don't know why they didn't decide. I don't know.
muskets, I guess.
It's
Sorry.
important to note that this was their idea of humane,
What the fuck?
hanging the elephant. And you're going to see what they think. Like, this was like,
This is why we still do it to people these days when they're sentenced to death.
well, listen,
Still out.
you're going to hear how fucked up this actually is. So they tried to sell tickets to the execution, to the hanging.
Motherfucker.
That's when the SPCA stepped in and said, one, why are you making a spectacle out of hanging an elephant?
In the 1900s of the SPCA?
I know. I was about to ask that.
Yes, there was.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were.
That's
They
wild.
cared.
Yeah. So one, why are you making a spectacle out of hanging an elephant? And two, how the fuck do you hang an elephant? So the circus changed their minds about it being a public event and only allowed press to be there. The film is 74 seconds long. But something that's a little less known about it is that this was not a 74-second execution. Around the 20-second mark, Topsy is being led to the platform, and there is a cut. In between this cut was an hour and 45 minutes of struggle. The platform was floating over a lagoon. Topsy refused to get on, forcing the executioners to re-rig the platform under her. During this time, she was also fed carrots laced with cyanide.
So she was poisoned, electrocuted.
They were trying so much to fucking kill the elephant.
Topsy too smart. She wouldn't eat the carrots and not get on the platform.
Topsy was eating the carrots.
Topsy's like, I ain't taking the bait, but I'll take the carrots.
These carrots taste kind of funny.
Tastes a bit like metal. What do
Some
I do?
Godzilla carrots right
I
here.
ought to kill more circus goers.
But the cyanide didn't kill her. She was good.
I mean, it's an elephant. It's not going to act that fast. Yeah, that's why. So they still, executed the elephant. They shocked it. I believe what they reached eventually was like 6,000 volts. And that's when the elephant just stiffens up.
Damn, they just
and
nuked it.
just- yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's fucked up.
That's whack.
It's rough.
All that because they killed one drunk guy? Like, who misses him,
Yeah. I'm going to lead you guys to a more positive story. We're going to talk about another film featuring an animal. We're going to talk about Rescued by Rover.
Never forget Rover.
1905. Now, I already showed this to these guys because it's a 6-minute long short film.
That's why I said to watch it at the beginning because
So,
we did.
yes, you guys, it'll be in the description. Either pause the podcast here and watch it fully, or I will describe it to you right now as well.
Or if you know your film, like you already watched
you
it.
might be, one of those connoisseurs that just fucking knows it.
And then John's like mad respects to you.
Mad respect to you. So in 1905, a 6-minute short film called Rescued by Rover would make a star out of a collie named Blair.
This picture is so big. Like, I've seen this picture and I've never seen the film before. I've seen it throughout my childhood, this picture, and
You've seen the picture?
I've seen the picture of these two, like the kid and the dog.
That's crazy.
But I have never seen the movie itself.
So the film opens on Rover chilling alongside a baby. Later, they show a nurse taking the baby out on a stroll when a gypsy woman asks her for money. The nurse refuses and goes about her day. Later, she's talking to a soldier and the gypsy woman snatches the baby from the stroller. The nurse then goes back to the mom and flails uncontrollably because this is a silent film and the only way to convey distress at this point is to flail uncontrollably. Rover...
So the reason his baby gets stealed is because of the...
Because you didn't give the gypsy woman money.
Well, it's because the soldier had that fucking Riz.
Yeah, actually, Riz gets children kidnapped.
Man, guys, this is why you keep it to yourself.
Yeah. So Rover's in the room when this nurse is flailing uncontrollably, and he's just being the goodest of boys when this happens.
For real.
And Rover, being a dog with a particular set of skills and distrust for authority, decides to take the law under his own paws. He leaps into action. And Rover ain't fucking playing. He swims across a river. He's knocking doors down trying to find this kid. He finds the gypsy, who's just kind of getting drunk with the baby next to her.
This is Liam Neeson.
It's Liam Neeson as a dog. He runs back home and leads his master to the gypsy, and they bring the baby back home. Now, directed by Llewyn Fitzhammond and Cecil Hepworth, who also played the part of the husband in the movie. He mainly made the film with his family.
Rizzler.
No, not the soldier.
Oh.
The husband. The guy with the top hat who
This
rescues
man's
the baby.
risen skills are behind him.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, the Rizzler, God.
Yeah. Cecil Hepworth played the husband in the movie. He mainly made the movie with his family. He had his wife play the distraught mother, and Blair, the family dog, played Rover. Now, the folks playing the gypsy and the soldier were professional actors who are also reported to have been the first paid actors. The film was so popular that it actually wore out the film it was printed on. forcing the director to reshoot the entire film. It's considered to be the UK's first major fiction film, and Rover the dog would go on to be a household name and considered to be the first canine movie star.
Does he also have a statue?
I don't know.
No?
No, I don't think so.
There's
When
one
was
dog
this-
that got a statue. I don't know.
When was this movie made?
That's Hachi.
Hachi.
No, it's not for the same reasons either.
Okay. No, but I mean, there's a movie dog.
When was this
He's not a
movie
movie
even
dog.
made?
1905.
And that's the first paid actors on a movie.
Yeah.
And also the first paid animal. Okay.
Oh, okay. So there's a dog named Rover who also has a statue,
It's not the same Rover, right?
but it's not the same Rover.
Ah, okay. See, I was right.
He's named Rover probably after this Rover. The film is also responsible for popularizing the name Rover for dogs. So nearly 40 years later, a German Shepherd would be responsible for boosting the success of Warner Brothers Studio.
Rin Tin Tin.
Yes.
Rin Tin Tin.
Rin
baby.
Tin Tin, baby.
So there's a movie here. It's called Tintin. Rin Tin Tin.
They know Tintin.
I'm saying.
Tintin
was
is like
in
an
the
If you're not
international.
cultured
Yeah.
enough, I'm saying there's a
There was
movie
a fucking
called
Steven
Tintin.
Spielberg movie.
That's why Rin Tin Tin.
yeah, what the
Tintin is
fuck?
Tintin is like the 1930s.
He's a
1940s.
beloved character.
All right, thank you so much.
You fucking
you
nincompoop.
fucking nincompoop.
You fucking
Yeah,
Nimrod.
dog water.
So born in 1918, Rin Tin Tin was a German Shepherd rescued from a World War I battlefield by an American soldier and later trained to perform in silent films. He went on to appear in 27 Hollywood films. Rin Tin Tin was so popular that when the first Oscars was becoming a thing, the Academy joked about nominating Rin Tin Tin for Best Actor as a way of promoting the Academy Awards.
Joked but didn't happen.
He went from murdering.
See, there
like,
was a rumor that he was
Allied
going. He
soldiers.
almost won the Best Actor award, but that's not true. The Academy was just using Rin Tin Tin to promote the Oscars.
That's wild. Give him his recognition.
Yeah,
Equal rights for dogs.
Give the dog an Oscar. Give
Equal
him
rights for
give him
German
his
dogs.
Oscar.
Do we know how many men he killed?
I fucking don't know.
He's got a purple
The
heart.
amount of throats Rin Tin Tin has gouged.
Imagine he was on the opposing side.
Rin Tin Tin
The
was.
French still fear him.
Now there isn't any record of Rin Tin Tin being abused in any way. That's the thing about dogs like Rin Tin Tin and Rover, though.
He's a war vet. You can't fuck with him.
Exactly. They're stars. And as with most major motion picture productions, the stars get the star treatment. If you want to find the abuses on a film set, you pull out your magnifying glass. You start looking at the smaller branches of crew, extras, and stunt performers.
I wonder what his trailer looks like.
What, the dog's trailer?
The dog's trailer is just like a bunch of snack treats. He's just like there with glasses, like being a princess.
Everything's gold plated.
Right? His gold-plated bowl.
Yeah. And we're in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s here. So what genre of movies do you think we're making the most of?
War.
Horror. No.
Nick, you're not so far off. It's westerns and epics.
Yes.
And no epic or western would be complete without horses. Aside from the animals we farm to eat, I'd say that horses are the animals we fuck over the most. In the 30s and 40s, most horses in film would be forced to work for extensive hours and would have to perform dangerous stunts like jumping over fire, crashing through windows, or tripping. The way a horse tripping is done for the screen is probably one of the grossest things imaginable. Today, there's only 3 ways of pulling off an effect like this: CGI, animatronics, or stunt horses who are trained to fake falls. Back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, though, CGI and animatronics weren't an option, but they also rarely considered using trained horses. Instead, they opted out for a much more fucked up method. Oftentimes, filmmakers would achieve this effect by hiding tripwires in the ground so that when a horse would run over them, their leg got caught and the whole horse would come crashing down.
Damn, that's messed up.
It is messed up. We're getting into dark territory.
Especially if you
They
do like
break their fucking legs.
imagine you do like 20 takes and then you got to trip the horse 20
you gotta,
times.
yes.
That's
we're
mess.
gonna
You
get
need
into some
20 horses.
Not only that, the cameras were dog water, so like
exactly.
you really
Guys.
had to reshoot.
We're venturing into really dark territory
Which
this
is-
episode.
So a loaded gun had to be like ready on every set.
Oh,
with
yeah.
horses.
Loaded gun.
Buckle up.
Loaded gun. Hold up. What?
Yeah,
bless.
yes, John, he's not far off.
What?
Others would use small gopher holes so the horse's hoof could get stuck, causing him to trip. Sometimes filmmakers would employ the use of a device called the running W, which was like a strap that binds the horse's front hooves to his belly. So here I have an image of the running W. So you see how like it's basically this strap that's tied to its back leg. So once he reaches the point that he's supposed to reach, that string is going to pull, that rope is going to pull, and then that's going to pull his front legs back towards his belly.
Oh.
So that he basically falls face forward,
first.
not able to break his fall with his front legs.
So in all these westerns, when like a horse gets shot, they basically did fucking kill them. Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Severely injured
That's
them.
fucked.
Yeah,
And then
most
ran
of the
them for 12
times.
hours.
Yeah. Here's how most of the stunts went. The stuntman knows when the tripwire is coming. He leaps off the horse and takes a fall he can brace for. The horse, however, ends up either falling on his head or sustaining an injury.
And just so we're clear, once a horse breaks a leg, the horse is finished.
Yeah, that's literally their entire career.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
You run and you don't run.
Exactly. So the 1925 production of Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ, would become notorious for its mistreatment of horses. The film contains a chariot race, which reportedly took 330 horses to film.
Damn.
They shot the film in Italy on a custom-built Colosseum set. And while things looked realistic, they were in no way strong enough to handle the weight of chariots and horses. After the horses ran a couple of laps, tracks started to form in the ground from all the wheels running over. And in one of the takes, the wheel of a stuntman's chariot broke off. The chariot hit the ground and shot the stuntman nearly 30 feet into the air before he landed on a pile of lumber. This stuntman died of internal injuries.
Shit,
God
man.
bless.
Fucking shot him up like that.
Bro.
30 feet. Conceptually, that's really fucked.
That's
Well, you know what?
fucking
That's
massive.
equal rights, though. All the stunt, you know? I mean, the stunt man and stunt horses
Oh,
get the same
dear
treatment, at least.
Lord.
Oh, God.
Also, who put the pile of lumber there?
The horses.
That's like a Looney Tunes thing, like, oh, this box says pillows, and then, oh no, that's not it, and then the label comes off, lumber, oh shit,
lumber with unremoved nails.
fucking shit. And if you think that's fucked up, wait until you hear what happened to the horses. The running W was reported to have been used to trip some of the horses. Some horses died of exhaustion after being forced to run at high speeds endlessly. Other horses were killed in accidents. One horse was driven into a metal beam, and another was impaled by a spear.
Is this on purpose?
No, it's a fucking chariot race, and they're fucking jabbing at each other.
Oh my God.
So shit like this just happens.
Just killing each other.
It's completely fucking irresponsible.
and-
Like, I don't
But
make a
that
rubber
motherfucker-
spearhead. I don't know.
Did they keep these on camera?
Well, I hope they delete it.
Here's the
This is
thing.
used on film.
You're gonna hear about this.
I watched this movie a lot. It was my favorite movie.
The
Bef-
1925 one? Or the
Yes.
six- Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
I watched it as a kid, and let me tell you, they kept a lot of those real shit in the movie.
They did.
There's a lot. Like as a kid, you're like, oh, that's crazy CGI because you're a kid and you don't realize this was 1925. But when you do see it, yeah, they kept a lot of this shit.
Did you keep the clip of the stuntman going flying? Or is
No,
that like
no,
in the-
that didn't get.
Yeah, I thought so.
I love the idea of like him actually falling on a box that says pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Whoops.
Looney Tunes thing.
That just seems like very hectic to plan out too. Like a shit ton of horses like this.
I will say the sequence is like actually really well shot for
Yeah.
the time.
So in some things like this, would they actually put at the end no animals were harmed at the end?
Not
no.
yet. Not
Okay,
yet. That's
okay.
the thing. We're gonna get into that. What's even worse is that second unit director B. Reeves Eason. Stupid name.
B. Reeves.
That's a fucking hey B. Reeves. B. Reeves here.
the
Like
beekeeper.
fucking I don't know. I hate that name. B. Reeves Eason.
He said that like 1920s radio.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing for that.
I love it.
So B. Reeves Eason started ordering injured horses to be shot. They wouldn't bother getting the horses checked by a vet. The moment they limped, they were shot. But what's even worse is that the footage from this chariot race turned out to be unusable because there were too many shadows in their location. The whole sequence was reshot on a soundstage using 42 camera operators and 30 assistants hidden on set. So that one I just described, where those horses died, and like the horses were like being shot the minute they limped, that wasn't used because they fucked up, like cinematography wise.
Yeah.
So they had to reshoot it anyways.
So just a bunch of dead horses for nothing. And wait, is this the same one where the guy flies on wood?
Yeah. That
So he
guy died
dies
for
for
that
nothing.
fucking.
Did
he didn't even
get
make
paid?
it. I guess his family. I don't know how that works.
He's $500.
Alan Baldwin is like, this motherfucker did this. I only never mind. I'm not gonna continue.
I only shot one woman.
I only shot.
I only shot 42 horses and killed one human. Here's your dollars.
When they reshot this one, everything was going well until they had to shoot a chariot crash and a subsequent pileup. At least 5 more horses were killed, crushed by a flaming chariot. This you can see in the final cut.
Flaming? Like
Yes.
on fire?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they think that was a good idea when you got animals?
They didn't care. They wanted
didn't give a
dead
shit.
horses.
Because-
You're like, it's like the Michael Bay of the time.
Because the thing is, at
Like,
the time, they saw animals pretty much as just props, like just props in the movie as well. It's like, it's like war horses. Like, it's just,
motherfucker.
they were just, like fucking methods of
It was
transport.
a Jeep.
Yeah, it was like a Jeep.
Just crashed this Jeep.
We just
on
crushed
fire.
100 Jeeps on this.
Jeeps are notoriously known to be the comparable horses of the industry, I guess.
The number varies, but it's estimated that the film killed over 100 horses for that 10-minute scene,
What the?
with some even reporting numbers as high as 150.
Where's 10 per minute?
That exactly. That is a ratio of 10 dead horses per minute of used footage.
I read John's script apparently.
Yeah, you did. The film went on to be a huge success, so nobody really gave a shit about what happened on that set. So we're going to talk about another set. Charge of the Light Brigade, 1936. A 1936 war film titled Charge of the Light Brigade also killed a lot of horses in the filming of its battle scenes. This film also used the running W to achieve the horse tripping effect. For one scene, 125 horses were tripwired. 25 of those horses were either killed on the spot or put down afterwards. It was so bad that the star of the film, Errol Flynn, who also happens to be a horseman, not a horseman,
Half horse, half human.
Thank you for the explanation. I really wasn't sure.
That was one hell of a movie. This guy was half horse.
I thought it was like
Listen,
a
I don't know.
centaur or something.
I don't like this.
But he actually,
like any. I have reservations. About
he's
this.
actually like top half like horse. The rest human, like BoJack Horseman.
He's too heavy for his bottom. So Errol Flynn started arguing with the director, and it got to the point of physical violence between the two. This ruined the relationship between them, but they still made films together afterwards. They just didn't talk to each other unless it was like necessary.
Back then, when men were men.
Men were men. I'm not talking to him.
So it was like Wesley Snipes, but like back in the day.
I'm not in this room right now.
I'm not here. Just talk to my post-it notes and my assistants.
Errol Flynn was not the only one to be outraged about the death of horses on the set of this film, though. When reports broke out about what happened, the public was also in an uproar, and this prompted the US Congress and the ASPCA to finally step in. Finally, tripwires were banned. But remember, filmmakers are a creative bunch. And when faced with limitations, they find a way.
So they just went for legal loopholes at this point.
Well, you'll see what they do.
They just shot the horse directly. Fuck it.
They're like, fuck tripwires.
Producer Daryl F. Zanuck and director Henry King would be the guys to creatively figure out how to fuck up a horse once more. While shooting the film Jesse James in 1939, there came a scene in which the characters had to escape being chased by jumping off of a cliff with their horse, of course. To achieve this, a stuntman rode the horse off a cliff using what's called a tilt chute. A tilt chute is a slippery platform with a teeter-totter style mechanism. So basically, like a teeter-totter, like you put weight on one side and it'll shift. That's exactly what it is.
They catapulted the horse?
They didn't catapult it. No, they just made... Okay,
they
so
slipped it off the hill.
the horse steps on one side of it, and as he goes, eventually he goes forward, the thing tilts the other way down.
Okay, and he
and
slips
it
down.
sends the horse sliding off the cliff, and the stuntman jumps off the horse. Now, the fall didn't kill the horse instantly. Instead, the fall terrified the horse, who started thrashing in the water until finally he drowned.
Damn.
This pissed off everyone enough that actions were finally taken to ensure something like this wouldn't happen anymore.
Just the mentality of a director wanting to do that is beyond like crazy.
As a director myself, I come across situations where it's like, it's a question of safety. A lot of times, I normally I haven't gotten to a point where it's really been an actor's safety. I think I've had like a few moments here and there, but we've always kind of figured out what would work best. If I
hit
can't
my
get
head
it,
on a bowling ball.
that was your fault.
That was pretty fucked up.
He's trying to get that work.
You
that
should
work
what the
life
director
compensation.
said.
You shouldn't have aimed for the bowling ball.
This is what the director said when they killed all those horses, John.
That's
is,
your
is that what you're doing
That
now?
was the horse's fault. I
I
gaslit
equal
the
play.
horse.
I took
The
a bowling ball
horse
to
should
the
have
head.
just swam.
We didn't put the bowling ball in there with you.
So accidents happened, but
But most of the times, yeah. And if it's like getting a shot, it's normally like, oh, if a shot is risky to get, I'll be the one to get it. Like, I'll take the camera and do it. Like, but aside from that, if it's it's a safety thing, I'm just like, okay, well, I can't get this. I got to figure something else out. God forbid a director has to use his creativity to find like a way around
that's
something.
like you have director's morale, but back then it's like,
What do you mean I can't get my
you
shot?
know what would be cool?
They should just put two people in a horse costume.
That'd be so much better. That's what a horse sounds like.
John does not know how to make any animal sounds. What the hell is that?
That's a horse. Okay, so we're going to talk about some people, let's say for now, are heroes of the story.
Hero. I feel like this
Founded in
sideways.
1877, the American Humane Association operates multiple programs dedicated to the welfare and safety of animals and children. And since the mini horse genocide that went down on the set of Ben-Hur, American yes,
No fucking way you said it. Mini horse genocide.
but I mean, fuck, they're like systematically killing horses.
Yeah, low key it is.
It's a mini horse genocide. Didn't reach the thousands, but it reached the. If they had 1,000 horses to kill and that much budget, they probably would have
they would
killed
try,
1,000
yeah.
fucking
Fucking
horses. It was a budgetary restriction.
They didn't have enough loaf of breads to send people.
So since that mini horse genocide, American Humane has been pushing for more oversight on film sets, but they wouldn't really get that authority until 1939 when news of what happened to the horse on the set of Jesse James broke out.
No shit, 3 years after.
Yeah. No. It's like fucking 14 years after. Ben-Hur was 1925.
Oh, but I thought it was 36, you said. For the
No. 36 was the other movie, The Charge of the Light Brigade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is 14 years later. They led a protest which resulted in a deal with the Motion Picture Association in 1940. Now, filmmakers needed to consult with American Humane and allow them on set to supervise all animal action. Now, you guys might be thinking, great, problem solved. But unfortunately, this would all kind of end with the fall of the Hays Code. Worthy of its own episode, the Hays Code was an odd response to what the Motion Picture Association saw as a decline of morals in America during the Depression, where jazz culture and films about gangsters featuring sex, gambling, and murder were the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. Named after
old
William... What?
Fucking old man. The bee's knees.
It's the bee's
It's
knees.
the bee's
The cat's
knees.
pajamas. I don't know the others.
Daddy-O. There's a lot of Daddy-O.
Hey, Daddy-O.
Daddy-o.
I watch too much really old movies.
She's a connoisseur. So, named after William Hays, who was the president of the MPA at the time, the Hays Code prohibited profanity, suggestive nudity, graphic or realistic violence, sexual persuasions, and rape. This era saw some weird limitations for filmmakers. For example, you couldn't show a married couple sleeping in the same bed.
What the?
Yeah, you ever seen like old black and white like sitcoms or whatever, and they
Yeah.
would show like at the end the husband and wife go to bed in a separate bed?
Uh-huh.
That was because of the Hays Code. You weren't allowed to show them in the same bed.
That's messed
Is
up.
that why in what's that German movie we saw?
Zone of interest?
Zone of Interest. They sleep in separate beds.
Yeah, but I think that was just also like of the time.
Like,
That's
we
so
need the
weird.
nudity, you know?
Because that
Sexually
was the thing.
suggestive
Some people
content.
did sleep in like,
After a couple of kids just hate each other, and you're like, nah.
I don't know, maybe I don't know. I
They
really
were just
don't
trying
know.
to start
Yeah.
the porn industry. So like,
Because back then still fucking was still considered to just be a thing you do to procreate, to have kids.
and after you're married.
It's like, what's
Back when everyone
Night of
was
the
gay.
Hunter, like, are you planning on bearing children? And then she's like, no. And it's like, well, then no dick. Like, that's verbatim. That's what they say in Night of the Hunter.
That's true. Said no cock for you, missus.
You don't want kids, no cock for you.
Another example would be how bad guys always had to be punished by the end of the film, and that rule extended to infidelity. In 1940, American Humane's deal with the Motion Picture Association had basically put the safety of animals under the jurisdiction of the Hays Code. But as the 60s rolled in, pushback against the Hays Code finally brought it down. Unfortunately, it also took down American Humane's teeth along with it. Filmmakers were no longer required to have American Humane on set. and this led to a couple of more incidents. On the set of the 1979 Francis Ford Coppola film Apocalypse Now, a real water buffalo was hacked to pieces with a machete. The film was shot in the Philippines where there was no requirement for monitoring, and the killing was done as part of a ritual by the Ifugao tribe. But even though the filmmakers said this water buffalo was going to be slaughtered in this manner anyhow, the ordeal caused outrage and protests. This, however, was not enough to bring back the authority American Humane needed to get back at animal cruelty. But 1 year later, a certain film would finally be the one to score that home run. Heaven's Gate is a 1980 epic western produced by United Artists, directed by Michael Cimino, don't know how you spell it, who had just gotten off the success of The Deer Hunter.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Well, I hope you like him. Cimino had a reputation for being a perfectionist and for demanding the utmost realism. American Humane was barred from overseeing on set.
Barred? You're allowed to.
They weren't allowed.
That's when
because
you know
at this point,
nothing's gonna
because
because they're arguing it at this point, right?
because at this point the Hays Code fell down,
Okay.
and the Hays Code was what was giving them that jurisdiction.
So
Because
if
the
you
Hays
want it,
Code
you
was
want it.
allowed
If
to
you
say
don't, you
your
don't.
movie's not in. You know, like Alfred Hitchcock, like a little bit about the Hays Code real quick, but Alfred Hitchcock actually had a beef with the Hays Code when he was making Psycho because he featured the shot of a toilet flushing in the movie,
Okay.
which at the time was considered indecent.
Well, that's fucked up, though.
Yeah,
I get it.
You
I
see
get
that
it.
every
and they were like,
morning,
and they almost did it like he was almost going to get like a shit rating and not have a release in theaters because of that.
Bro, you see that shit every morning. What the fuck?
Well, he
No
fought
pun
for it.
intended.
He fought for you to be able to see a toilet flushing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
But you see, that's an extreme like twist where it's like, okay, you can't kill animals. I get it. You know, we can all agree not killing animals is a thing. But then so you can't flush a toilet? Get fucked. You know?
I'll flush a toilet all I want. What took place on set is absolutely insane. Chickens were forced to engage in cockfights for the film, while other chickens
Hey, yo.
were
I will go to Thailand though. That's still a thing.
beheaded. Cows were disemboweled in order to provide real-looking intestines for screen actors.
Did they eat the cows?
You can buy that shit, man.
I don't feel that bad.
What the fuck? You could buy that shit. That's the whole point.
Yeah, you
Not
could buy it. Don't have to do
Night
it
of the Living
realistically.
Dead went to buy cow intestines. They got a bunch of cow intestines from a butcher.
Yeah.
And they used real cow. Like, you could do this shit.
The
You didn't have
Mythbusters
to
bought
kill a
pig heads
fucking
to shoot
cow
'em.
to get it.
Well, actually, a cow had to die at some point.
A cow had to die, but not like literally
Not
on set.
inhumanely in that way. like maybe the guy was like either dying of natural causes and then they killed him, or did it in a way that made sense. Not just like, we'll just butcher the cow right here. This guy was like, what the
Unprofessionally
fuck?
have
I
a
thought
dude
I was
on
an
set
actor.
just, yeah.
This guy's like, he wanted to like satisfy something that he's never seen before, but at the same time, he's like, well, I could do it for the movie. It's like,
One of the horse owners filed a suit for severe trauma and disfigurement for one of his horses. 5 horses were killed, with many more injured while shooting a battle scene. But that's not the worst of it. It was claimed that in one instance, a horse was blown up using dynamite, with its
whoa,
rider on
that's
top
wild.
of it.
On top?
Yes.
He's okay?
At least it was fair. Like they're like, well, we'll kill an animal, but we'll kill a human.
We'll
instead
blow up his
too.
leg as well.
I mean,
Well, I think what it is maybe the dynamite was probably planted in the ground and the horse had to step on it. And so the rider being on top of it kind of just had to jump off the horse.
yeah, but it's fucking dynamite.
Yeah, it's
You can't
dynamite.
Control
Though.
dynamite.
Yeah.
So the motherfucker's gonna be saying, "Oh, I did some crazy stuff when I was young."
And this made the final cut, by the way.
Well, fuck
Whoa,
it. It
that's
must.
wild.
Yeah. And by the way, this film is in the Criterion Collection. For the film boys out there, it's on the Criterion Collection. So yeah, catch it, I guess. Upon catching wind of all of this, American Humane organized protests and a boycott of Heaven's Gate. The boycott was so successful that Heaven's Gate became notorious for flopping so hard that it bankrupted United Artists. It also is deserved, hardcore.
Well deserved.
It also contributed to the end of the era of director-driven cinema that the 70s was so big on. Before movies like this, there was also like William Friedkin's Sorcerer and other movies just failing miserably at the box office, that then it just be like, you know what, you directors don't fucking know what audiences want anymore. And that's when they started giving more money to like bigger blockbuster productions because of like movies like Jaws had just taken off and stuff like that. So that's what ushered in the 80s movies, you know,
Okay, yeah.
all those like big ass muscles, guns, explosions, all that.
Because that's what the people want.
That's what the people wanted.
Big buff men holding big guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this finally also gave the AHA the authority it needed to get film sets to treat animals humanely. If a production is SAG-AFTRA, which is the Screen Actors Union, and they're using animals, they have to register with American Humane and send over the script and their schedule. The AHA then identifies which animals are going to be in the film and sends over the proper animal safety rep. Today, American Humane has the famous "No Animals Were Harmed" line trademarked, and most productions see it as a must to evade being sought after by activists. It's so essential that even the productions who either couldn't or refused to have the AHA on set end up faking a certification. Films like District 9, Easy Virtue, or The King's Speech, for example. The King's Speech did it out of fear of not securing Oscar nominations if they didn't have it. So basically, they had one scene where there's just a dog chilling in a room. Mm-hmm. But because they didn't have the AHA on set for that, they technically weren't allowed to have a fucking "No Animals Were Harmed" credit, but they faked it anyways because they were worried that activists would be on their ass if they didn't feature it.
If they trademarked it, does that mean that they can sue them for it? Or
well, what they get is a unauthorized rating.
Okay.
They'll say this has an "No Animals Were Harmed" disclaimer, but it's unauthorized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which people technically didn't
Don't
really
pay
care.
attention to.
Yeah.
You can, because the thing is,
I see that shit today. I'm still like,
But what animal
right.
was on District 9?
probably a dog or something.
I think it was for the.
Because it's like South Africa. There's probably some dogs around or something. Yeah.
I mean, they're wild dogs, though.
There's wild dogs. That's why. It's like you're going to make a movie in South Africa. You need some wild dogs.
The streets were rough though. So
Streets
you
are
can't
rough.
say it wasn't harmed. Emotionally, at least.
Traumatized by the environment.
Traumatized by
There
the
were
streets.
aliens in that movie, guys. Like,
Yeah, but
Shit
it's
was
still
fucked
South
up.
Africa.
I
I think
wanna
the
know.
aliens is the least biggest problem.
fuck.
What do you think South Africa is?
I saw the movie Chappie, and then my life changed about that.
I gotta say, those are some good movies.
Yeah,
Chappie and District 9,
For real,
they're dope.
I didn't watch Chappie. I like District 9, though.
Chappie was dope.
Chappie.
District
So-
9 was dope too.
So, end of story, right?
Clearly, yeah.
We're good, right?
can
This
go
is
home.
good. We can go home. It's good.
We all
Yeah.
know when John says that it's not over.
Not quite, boys, because we do stand amidst the conspiracy here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. This is that time.
Bum, bum, bum.
A journalist for The Hollywood Reporter named Gary Baum, whose report is fucking incredible, by the way, and is like a huge source for literally all we're about to talk about. I recommend reading it. It's a 9,000 word report.
Thank you, Gary.
Insanely detailed. Gary is the fucking G. Shout out to Gary. The Hollywood Reporter uncovered a 2011 email sent by the AHA monitor on the set of 2012 Ang Lee film Life of Pi. In the email, yeah.
Not like
Oh yeah, get ready to find out some shit.
Now.
In the email, American Humane Monitor, Gina Johnson can be read as sounding scared shitless about what was going on set.
Was that tiger real?
Yes, it was.
3 kids were eaten alive on a boat.
So I do have a picture on the email, which I had the Wayback Machine to fucking find. So I am going to read it here. So
Quoted.
quote, "Hi, things here have been, well, weird. The worst thing was that last week we almost fucking killed King in the water tank, King being the tiger. This one take with him just went really bad and he got lost trying to swim to the side, damn near drowned. Thierry, the animal handler, was finally able to snag him with a catch rope and drag him over to the side. I will tell you more in detail when we talk. I think this goes without saying, but all caps now. Don't mention it to anyone, especially the office. I have downplayed the fuck out of it. As a result, though, we are not doing any more swimming with the tigers. Everything else will be shot in the compound."
But the handler was there, though. That's his fault.
And at least they said, you know what, this might be dangerous. Let's just not do it again. And they stopped doing it.
The
What
whole
fuck,
point
dude?
of American Humane is to prevent, not to.
Not to learn from your mistakes.
Yo, but kings don't drown, so like, why is he named King?
And also he said, I have downplayed the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it lied the fuck.
Yeah, so that raises suspicion on how much times they've done this on other sets then.
Yes, exactly.
What the fuck? I have downplayed it and don't mention it to anyone, especially the office. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of
So can we check at the end of that movie to see if they
alley
actually had the tag to say that they didn't harm any animals? Can we look at that?
Yeah.
Afterwards?
Yeah, we will. Don't worry about it.
But technically, he wasn't actually harmed. He could have been harmed.
Motherfucker, he
That
was
was harmed.
traumatized.
That was fucking harmed.
You almost drowned. Some people never swim after that.
I still like the movie Life of Pi. Fuck off.
You fucking biased idiot.
It's a good.
You can
motion picture.
like the movie, but you don't have to downplay the animals fucking suffering for it.
For real, it's like saying like a war vet. You don't deserve it.
Yeah. There's a movie I actually quite fucking like in here, and I was very disappointed to hear about them also abusing animals. And you guys also liked it, so we'll see. Well, many scenes featuring Richard Parker, the Bengal tiger who shares a lifeboat with a lost boy at sea, were created using CGI technology. King, very much a real animal, was employed when a digital version wouldn't suffice. Life of Pi got its no animals were harmed disclaimer. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But can I just say,
For reference, my face just went, what?
a tiger, like, sometimes animals, like, I have a dog, right? I used to have a dog, and he would swim.
Do I
And
have
the
a
dog-
wah-wah sound on this shit?
No,
Wah,
but
wah, wah.
but sometimes, like, they get lost trying to, like, get to the dock or whatever, and they panic a little bit, and you get in there and you pick it up. It's like, it's okay, Gucci, you're gonna be okay. Could it have been that? And she just panicked?
I don't think you understand how big a water tank is. It's a big ass body of water. Like, it's a huge fucking like.
So is a lake.
Yeah, but it's not the same environment. There's nothing to latch onto.
There's a
A lake,
difference
you have a
with
shore.
like being in the wild and like maybe the tiger, miscalculated.
Also, this
his
was a
own
tiger
shit.
probably born in captivity.
That's the thing. It's like it's a tiger that's not in in an environment that he knows or like he has lived in and everything. It's you took that tiger, put him in a situation where he's a bit disoriented, and now he's like, "Oh, I'm swimming now, but where's the fucking like where do I go now?"
Yeah.
Like I think that's the bigger difference. You really scared the animal, and now the animal has like no fucking clue where they
Lake
go.
has a
But
shore.
that's what
Water
I'm
tanks
saying.
have
Nick,
ledges.
it's
What-
okay
what
to
I'm
like
saying
Life
is-
of Pi.
Harming? No, but I'm saying, like, there's a difference between harming. Like, did they put it in possible danger? Yeah, but I don't
Yes.
think it was harmed. Like,
That's harm. Imagine if the tiger was a
was-
child.
If I threw you off a plane,
I mean,
Nick,
suck it up.
if that was
Nick, let's just play a little bit of fiction here. I throw you off a plane with no parachute, right?
Okay, well,
But then no, but wait. Then I catch you in the air with my parachute. Are you gonna want to jump off a plane again? Probably not.
that's not bad, John.
It's
actually not
clever.
bad.
You're
That's
clever,
good.
you little clever duck.
Probably don't want to jump off a plane again.
You're a clever fucking duck.
Nick, it's okay to like Life of Pi. You don't have to do all of this.
Whatever, man. Y'all wrong.
You don't have to do all of this mental gymnastics to fucking defend Life of Pi. It's okay to like it. Priscilla just
Okay.
pulled up the definition of harm.
Both deny conspiring.
Thank you, Priscilla.
to
This
cause
is why she's
actual
our
bodily
Jamie.
harm.
Solve
Do
our-
something, harm a mistake. Just weird.
John, could you read out the definition?
Missing
of
a
harm
meal
for us,
once
please?
in a while never did anyone any harm. What?
Guys, we're gonna move on from this. So Life of Pi got its no animals were harmed disclaimer, and also went on to win Best Picture and Best Director at the Oscars, despite the film
Nice.
having also abused their VFX animators. Yeah, there's a whole thing about
Yo,
that.
they abused
also-
everybody.
They literally are responsible for a fucking VFX house going bankrupt.
What the
What?
fuck?
They basically
Is this company still around? What company is this?
It's not around.
Ah,
It's dead. They fucking killed them.
There
Life of
we
Pi
go.
killed them. There's a documentary called Life After Pi about this, but yeah,
that's dope. We should watch it.
basically underpaid, overtime, everything, bankrupted the company. After the report came out about this, the AHA fired Johnson and went on to claim that Baum's investigation was distorting their work and cited internal statistics that they maintain a safety record of 99.98%.
Whole lot of horse shit.
Baum's investigation also detailed numerous incidents where the AHA has turned a blind eye to abuses on set. On the set of the 2006 Disney dog sledding movie 8 Below, starring Paul Walker,
It's Disney. They gonna buy you out.
a fight broke out between a couple of huskies on set. The trainer was reported to have tried to stop the fight by repeatedly punching one of the dogs in the diaphragm. How's that one?
You're like, well, it's her dog.
How's that one, Nick?
I mean, that seems like a weird place to punch a dog.
And the diaphragm too.
Okay.
that's his only
did
comment.
they not have newspaper on set?
Punch him somewhere else.
God.
Oh my god.
Need a spray. Spray bottle. Hey. Stop it,
They're
you
not
dogs.
fucking cats. That won't do shit.
You need a vuvuzela.
I mean, when you have like a bunch of wolves,
You know what the vuvuzela? It's like the soccer horn. The
yeah.
When you do that, dogs freak out. They're like, "Ha!"
It's too fucking loud.
They try to howl to it.
I just want to know, how are you supposed to break off a fight? Like I'm not saying you should punch them in the diaphragm, but how do you break off? You know,
Well, you grab them by their like the little puppy pouch on top of their head, down on top of their necks, and you just pull them apart like that. Because then as soon as you have that, they're like, "Oh, mom is coming into play." They do that
I
with
wouldn't
cats, too.
take that as solid information.
Not
how to
solid
break up a fight
information,
between
but
dogs,
it's been done before. And
if
I've
you
seen
see
it.
wolves fighting, just grab them by the neck.
by the
Or
puppy
off-
pouch.
Yeah, by the puppy pouch. They do that for cats too, where they just like kind of like neutralize them. They grab them by there, and then the cats just go limp, and they're just like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
So that same year, a chipmunk was killed on the set of Paramount's romantic comedy Failure to Launch, starring Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey. The chipmunk's handler dropped him and then accidentally stepped on him, squashing him dead.
No shit. I know it's
That's
fucked
not funny,
up.
guys.
I know it's fucked up.
That's not funny.
What the fuck?
Listen.
Emily, when I read that to Emily, she fucking started laughing. I'm like, that's not funny, Emily.
Okay, but this is not the movie's fault. Like,
No, that's just wild.
if the
That's the handler's fault. He fucking he had it on his shoulder and he dropped it. And he fucking stepped on it.
But like how to lose an actor?
Like a fucking ice cream. Like if you had a fucking ice cream on your fucking hands. And, oh shit.
But so do they lose their ability to say no one was harmed? Because like that's not their fault. Like they hired a guy to do this, and the guy fucked up.
I mean, there's fucking roadkill on the set. So I don't
Well, no, they did not lose the ability. They still had the disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is the thing though, is that the guy, their deal is to prevent violence. It's not about, whether it was intentional or not. It shouldn't be happening, period. This guy should be more fucking responsible.
They just went. Whoops.
Why the fuck do you have the fucking chipmunk on your fucking shoulder?
He's trying to show off the chick.
Well, there you go.
Which chick on the set? But it's just the more I'm listening to this, the more I'm like, where the fuck are they getting these trainers? Who can come up and be like, hey, I don't know, I guess I'm a trainer.
They're like, yo, Jimmy, you know somebody that has a
Can you at
chipmunk,
least
right?
like give your job? Like, I'm an animal handler.
So my cousin owns a chipmunk.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
It's like I'm an animal handler. Like literally, I want you walking up to the fucking camera, like with the animal in a little cage or a little box or whatever you have, and just let him out. Here's a shot. He's back in, and walk away.
I imagine all these people wearing safari outfits.
Yeah, like John's outfit last time.
Yeah. Before I left Japan.
So according to the AHA website, which gave the movie a quote modified certification, still means it's approved. The sequence was filmed.
Animal was killed but not harmed.
Yeah.
The death was quick.
The sequence was filmed both in nature and indoors on a soundstage. The action was set up with the live animal, but also involved an animatronic chipmunk and a quote clipmunk puppet that clipped onto the actor's hand for the main action.
Dog, that's disrespectful.
The real chipmunk prepped for several weeks and was very tame and accustomed to people. The entire area was enclosed for safety, and handlers rewarded the chipmunk with nuts for responding to simple cues such as going from A to B on the log. They do not mention the fact that somebody dropped the fucking chipmunk and stepped on it.
So the handler went in there to give him a nut and then just squashed.
Okay, but did he at least get the shot?
I would assume.
No, they
The
replaced
part,
him
this is
immediately with an
fucking-
animatronic.
But the worst part, this is a fucking romantic comedy. But because it's one of those early 2000 romantic comedies, there
There has to
always
be an
has to be
animal.
one of these fucking scenes where Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker go to like the woods or something, and he gets attacked by a chipmunk. Why do I need this in my romantic comedy? And even like Anyone But You literally just had that with a spider. Like Sydney Sweeney got bit by a spider, and because they had a spider gag. Why is that like a thing?
Was
in
it a trained spider?
Yes, it was.
what kind of spider?
I don't know.
Tarantula.
Banana spider.
Banana spider.
Banana spider will kill you. In 2003, you guys are going to like this one. In
Ooh.
2003, the AHA chose not to publicly speak of dozens of dead fish and squid that washed up on shore over 4 days during the filming of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's always
The Curse of the
fucking
Black
Disney.
Pearl.
Bro, I swear they buy people out for that shit. They're like, don't say there's any. It's supposed to be a kids movie. Don't say that we killed animals on this one.
Crew members had taken no precautions to protect marine life when they set off special effects explosions in the ocean.
Yo, bro, that's their Pearl Harbor.
Over a nice coral reef.
The fish are just enjoying a nice peaceful day. Like you have like the little theme, and then you just have the little theme play. And
That
then
was
all of a
Fish
sudden,
9/11.
Fucking nuked. just fucking nuked a bunch of fish.
The Japanese are coming.
Gotta stop this, man.
And then Disney
They didn't
paid 'em
protect.
off.
They didn't take precautions to protect marine life when they set off special effects explosions in the ocean, according to the AHA rep on set. The film got a American Humane monitored the animal action disclaimer, which is their way of saying we were there, but can't guarantee that animals didn't get hurt on set.
What the fuck?
Animals definitely got hurt and died.
We saw the movie. We were there.
So like before we nuked it, we took a little swim. We saw.
Yeah.
We really respected the fish.
On the set of Peter Jackson's The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, it was reported that 27 animals died.
What the shit?
The CGI fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly.
The movie that like was half not real.
I know.
Animals dead.
This was because the animals were left unattended for large amounts of time during breaks in filming on a farm that was far below the safety standards required for them.
Dude, the fucking ponies.
Yep.
Oh my God.
There
the
was
ponies.
sheeps and goats.
Literally one animal in the whole fucking thing.
There was sheeps and goats that either died from dehydration, exhaustion, or from drowning in one of the water-filled gullies. Oh my God! This is
Keep
from the.
an eye on the animals. That's your
Dude,
one job.
how many
Make
goats
sure they
and
don't go in
sheep
a
were in the
pond and
movie?
drown. Like, dude,
I know. I'm like, I barely remember seeing them.
all you have
I guess
to
this was
do
the
is
Shire. Like,
hire one kid on minimum wage to just sit there on a chair and watch animals, and
Hey,
you
hey,
would
hey,
save
hey, hey,
27 animals.
them is this kid trying to save a drowning sheep.
Like at least he wouldn't go.
Oh
to
my
the
God.
pond.
A teenager on his fucking cell phone being like, LOL, sheep drowning.
Just twittering.
He just used LOL.
It was back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, I guess. A trainer, so this is from the Hollywood Reporter. A trainer, John Smith, tells THR, Hollywood Reporter, that AHA's management, which assigned a representative to the production, resisted investigating when he brought the issue to its attention in August 2012. First, according to an email Smith shared with THR, an AHA official told him the lack of physical evidence would make it difficult to investigate.
There's fucking bodies in a pond.
The guy in charge of investigating animal abuse tells this other guy, don't worry about it. The lack of evidence will make it hard to investigate. I'm like, that's not the point. You're supposed to investigate.
How you missed 27 bodies? I'm just saying.
When the trainer, John Smith, replied that he had buried the animals himself and knew their location, the official then told him that because the deaths had taken place during the hiatus in filming, the AHA had no jurisdiction. The AHA eventually bestowed a carefully worded credit that noted, monitored all of the significant animal action. No animals were harmed during such action.
So the ponies are fine. Is what
No,
I'm hearing.
that's what they said.
I wonder why they don't have the same standards for like the background characters. Like just leave them. Just don't feed them. Don't drink them. It's okay.
No,
Just walk
but
away.
because you said sheeps and goats were harmed. Only sheep and goats?
I think there was some horses in that, but the article kind of just says sheeps and goats. But I
buried
believe
the
there was
goats.
horses in that too.
Okay, because now I'm mad.
It's
Cute
only
ponies.
because of the horses,
There's some
not the
cute
sheep
ponies
and
in
goats.
there.
But yeah, but they have this habit of like saying we only monitor what's happening during a shot, during a scene, and not whatever happens in between shots.
That explains why they didn't feed him or drink.
Well, I mean, but your disclaimer said, yeah.
They're like, we're not. It's not on film. I don't have to feed him.
Well, I do kind of understand where were these animals stored technically? Because like if they was stored like on set, or were they stored like on a farm, not like connected to the set?
Well, they have to be near the set.
Yeah, but like who was in charge of that?
Well, the person in charge of that should be the AHA rep along with somebody in charge on the production.
Because I was thinking like
It's
did
the
they fuck
AHA
it
rep's
up?
job to tell him, hey, this place isn't safe for the fucking animals. You shouldn't keep them here.
So the AHA
The trainer was saying
saying
this wasn't safe. The AHA rep didn't give a shit.
Well, AHA is like the governing body.
It's not a governed body.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Okay.
That's the problem.
He's like the one that gives you the right to have the title to say that no animals were harmed.
Yeah, the AHA just does that, but they're not a government body. We're gonna talk about what they are.
Private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means it can be paid off.
In 2005, an LA district attorney by the name of Bob Ferber set out to investigate the deaths of 2 horses on the set of 2006's Flicka.
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 Flicka the bean.
Flick of the bean.
Everybody's thinking it. He just said it. So when he questioned the AHA about those deaths, they told him the horses died in, quote, unpreventable accidents. Ferber then dispatched LA animal control officers to inquire about the deaths. The AHA told animal control to fuck themselves.
Wild.
That is what the district attorney says. Ferber then told Baum, this is worse than doing nothing. This is like a cop not just ignoring a crime, but helping cover it up. It's funny because that echoes how when they wanted to be on Heaven's Gate, they were told to fuck off. Like the movie that blew up a horse with dynamite.
Yeah.
They were like trying to be in there to monitor the safety of animals. Now people come inquire about them not monitoring the safety of animals properly, and they tell them to fuck off.
Well, no one wants to not get paid. Everyone's trying to just make their dollar bills, and they don't care about job.
It's wild how Nick is like.
He's on their side.
Nick is humanizing.
Disney paid him off.
No, but I'm just making sense of the situation.
Nick is being paid off by the AHA.
Fucking.
Disney paid AHA.
I'm not bad. I'm just saying
AHA.
they're greedy fuckers, and that's why they do what they do. Like nothing
definitely.
nothing they do is about the animals.
We're just teasing you.
Isn't wait AHA?
Aha.
They're like, oh, horse died. Aha. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just American Humane is annoying to say.
Just
every
for the
fucking 2
record,
seconds. Yep.
I've never hurt an animal, so I just want to put that.
That was on
right.
record.
On record.
Lawyers.
You heard it here first.
Lawyers of the Boys vs. Everything podcast. You
Yeah.
heard a lot of fucked up things, but it's heated.
We don't condone animal violence.
Amen.
So once a distinctly outsider entity which had to fight for its right to independently monitor productions in the first place, today the AHA has transformed itself into an entrenched industry insider. The organization undeniably has improved the care and safety of animals used in Hollywood, but interviews with 6 AHA employees and an extensive review of internal AHA documents, including incident logs, emails, meeting minutes, audit assessments, and more, strongly suggest that the organization's fundamental work, protecting animals through credibly neutral onset oversight, today is inadequate. These employees alleged, and available AHA internal evidence supports their claims, that the organization distorts its film ratings, downplays or fails to publicly acknowledge harmful incidents, and sometimes doesn't seriously pursue investigations. More recently, the organization, whose other nationwide animal efforts range from rescue and shelter services following large-scale disasters to a cage-free certification program for meat, poultry, egg, and dairy producers, has faced conflicts of interest stemming from its desire to be a part of the industry it's meant to regulate. On the set of a 2009 Hallmark film titled Love's Everlasting Courage, a horse was fatally wounded when a runaway wagon, quote-unquote runaway wagon, snapped, and the resulting piece impaled a horse named Glass. Glass went into shock due to extreme blood loss, and they decided to put him down in order to spare him the pain. Despite allegations of negligence, the AHA did not investigate and reported the incident as a, quote, miscalculation.
Glass got shattered.
Yo, I was literally about to say that.
You
I was like, it
idiots.
might be rough to say, but glass goes
If one of them
was
thinks it's
so worried that we wouldn't be able to do any jokes about such a serious topic.
now we just can't
and
stop.
now
making jokes.
he's worried that Nick won't shut up.
now I have to worry about that. God damn it!
Now he's like, Nick's gonna get us banned.
Oh my god!
We just got on Spotify.
So it just so happens. It just so happens that the CEO of Crown Media, which owns Hallmark, also sat on the AHA's Film and TV Unit Advisory Board.
Aha.
Hallmark also, he's like a Latin mom.
Got him.
Hallmark also happens to be the network that hosts the AHA's annual Hero Dog Awards show.
What? Hero dogs.
They have a Hero Dog Awards show
The
every
survivors.
year.
Literally just because it's the only animal they haven't killed in 30 years.
Here's the thing too, is what I think is like, if this was a dog, if a dog had gotten fucking killed,
everybody would be up in arms,
People love dogs.
revolting.
Yeah.
Then it's like a couple horses. They're like, "What the fuck?" Because they know they're a little bit closer to humans.
And there
Then
was
it's
this
the big
incident-
goats and sheep. I'm looking at you, Nick. They're like, "Oh, what's this?"
And there was this incident with there was this incident in there was an incident in 2012. I think the movie A Dog's Journey also was under fire because there's like they got footage leaked on set of like one of the trainers forcing like a golden retriever into the water. Like the dog is scared and he's like fucking just shoving it into the water. It's like scared as shit to like swim. And that got leaked, and that movie also got a no animals were harmed credit.
My God, did they do that for Air Bud too?
Not that I know of. Air Bud is in the clear for now.
They
Let's
went through
go, Air
5
Bud.
dogs.
I missed you.
That's not the same Air Bud, man.
Every scene's a different dog.
So, similar incidents took place during production of HBO's Luck, where 4 horses had died due to onset conditions. This is from the Hollywood Reporter again. In January, Barbara Casey, the Studio City-based film and TV unit's former head of production, sued the AHA, HBO, and Stewart Productions in LA Superior Court for wrongful termination stemming from the fallout over the horse deaths. She alleges that she was informed of ongoing mistreatment of animals on the Luck set and aggressively advocated for safer conduct, which held up the production schedule, and as a result, Luck's makers exercised their political muscle and influence with the AHA. Her employer subsequently fired her under the pressure. Casey alleges that her dismissal is part of a larger pattern in which the organization kowtows to the industry, a claim echoed by AHA employees to whom THR has spoken. In her court filings, Casey enumerates repeated incidents of appeasement and collusion. These range from the death of a cow on HBO's Temple Grandin and the incident involving King the Tiger on Life of Pi to the 27 animal fatalities during the production of The Hobbit. Casey also alleges in her filing that in order to protect Steven Spielberg, one of the most notable and influential persons in the history of film, and because of the volume of press and other publicity this film garnered, the AHA agreed to cover up the death of a horse on the movie War Horse, and to give the 2011 film its No Animals Were Harmed credit.
I like that movie as well.
Well,
Did you like that movie, John?
congratulations, you like horse murder, you fucking asshole.
He seems to have an affinity for the movies that did harm animals.
Yeah, suspiciously.
They're
The
all in his
bigger
top,
the deaths, the better the movie. For
right? And
He
more
loves
realistic
Ben-Hur
to him.
1925. It's his favorite. It's
It's
his
in
top 4 on
They're,
Letterboxd.
treats
all in his
more
top
realistic.
10. All in his top 10 lists. He just creates more realism. He's like, that's wild.
Now, the AHA likes to show off that they have a safety rating of 99.98%. And we shouldn't entirely dismiss that, as they have done significant work towards stopping the abuses that used to happen on productions.
No more 100 dead horses for one scene.
Yeah, I
No,
guess.
we cut it down to 25.
Exactly. That's a significant drop off. That's a fourth in like
That's a good ratio.
70 years.
I agree with that ratio.
But we shouldn't entirely take that 99.98% as easy as they touted to us. Members of the AHA have come out saying that the numbers are utter horseshit with nonsensical statistics behind it. These whistleblowers say the AHA.
These are the N word.
No. I was gonna say
John,
I was gonna say the
relax.
NSA.
Oh shit!
Fucking relax,
Hey,
man.
yo.
You can't say N word. You gotta say N org. N organization. Please,
Organization.
dog. What the fuck?
Like, yo, you stopped at the
Absolutely.
wrong place there.
It's looking to get me canceled every fucking turn. Jeez Louise.
That's the boys you picked to get in business with.
fuck me.
Fucked up, buddy.
You fucked up, man.
Oh, am I?
You knew he'd get canceled.
Listen here, bucko.
You signed
exactly.
You signed the contract.
So members of the AHA have come out saying that the numbers are utter horseshit with nonsensical statistics
what you did
behind
there.
it. These whistleblowers say the AHA claim dramatically inflated ratios like this because they deceptively chose to include high volume of insects in their numbers.
That's bullshit.
Insects?
Yeah.
And then we look at the classifications of insects, and they're not it.
So think of it this way, right? Like I was doing this with Emily. Okay, let's say we've got 10 different
His
species.
girlfriend,
We got 10 different species of animals, right? So for example, number 1 is horses, number 2 is dogs, then cows and cats. But the 10th, so you got 100 of each of those. But then on the 10th one, it's ants, and you have like 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
So if you have 50 horses, 50 of each other species that got hurt, but none of the ants got hurt, that turns your ratio of like 50% of the animals getting hurt becomes 5%.
Okay. They're smarter, clever fuckers, huh?
It's so
Clever
fucking
as fuck,
stupid.
but I guarantee that they can definitely hide how many insects they've killed.
This is technically like true.
What?
I mean, it's a very clever loophole because it's true. Like an ant is an animal. Like those numbers make sense. They fuck around. Yeah.
Well, it's because we need a more clear breakdown, like per group of animal, per category of animal. Then,
and then they count the ants.
like
individually.
canines, bovine, all that. Do it that way, but they
wonder-
don't do it that way. They put it all together in one lump.
I wonder if they get like 10,000 ants if they have to treat them fairly also.
But yes, exactly.
How many ants survived?
You got to pamper the ants,
So here's some THR. This is from one of the interviews. Think of days where you're using, say, 10,000 worms, 10,000 cockroaches, 50,000 ants, 25,000 beetles. Explains one employee. While the number of injuries or deaths is undercounted because the organization doesn't account for those that occur while an animal is in transit or at a holding facility, as opposed to specifically on set. So it's a total BS number made up for PR purposes. Furthermore, being a rep on set comes with its own load of crap. You have to deal with crazy production schedules that fluctuate randomly and often seem stacked against you. But there's also the issue that to be considered a quote good rep, you can't be making any waves. If you're a rep who's trying to protect the animals a little too hard, they'll label you a troublemaker and non-collaborative. Furthermore, if the animal trainer doesn't like you or makes a complaint about you, you get pulled from the set. But there's also cases in which the reps are buddies with the trainers or the crew of the production they're working on. Sometimes the reps are even fucking the trainers or the crew members.
Nice.
Like Gina Johnson, the Life of Pi woman, who was alleged to have been intimately involved with one of the trainers on Life of Pi.
Let's go,
Priscilla
Gina.
Priscilla shaking her fucking head.
That's because I know Gina. That's Nick's position right there.
Wait, hold on. Can we pull up an image of Gina?
I wish I was Gina.
I don't think there is an issue of Gina. I don't need an issue of Gina on the fucking slideshow.
Me
better
and
be
Nick
cute.
need a picture of Gina.
The life of Gina.
The
Life of Gina.
I want to be
And
part
the
of
life
the
of
life.
Pi.
I think it's pronounced Gina.
Whoa.
My Gina.
It might be Gina.
That explains why her business was open this whole time.
Hello, boys. Come on, boys.
Boys.
Be classy. Gina Johnson does not need this stream.
China Johnson is wild.
Gina. Hey there, Gina Johnson. I'm here to take care of the pussy on set. I mean the tiger on set.
Gina loves the Johnson.
Come on, guys. So here's from the Hollywood Reporter again. AHA's internal critics also expressed concern over the recently departed communication chief Joan Bauman's policy of securing marketing and fundraising arrangements with animal-oriented films. From Paramount's Hotel for Dogs 2009 to Disney's War Horse before shooting is completed. On Fox's Marley and Me 2008, for instance, they included a PSA campaign about pet adoption, as well as a promotion in which gifts purchased after being, quote, fetched by a Marley widget on Amazon.com resulted in an 8% donation to the AHA. So they were making merch deals.
That's not her.
Nice.
What are you doing?
I'm looking up Gina Johnson.
Fucking leave Gina.
No.
You're not gonna find Gina Johnson's LinkedIn right now.
Not LinkedIn.
Yes,
just
find
a
it,
Google
find
image.
We gotta know.
Stop. Put it away.
That's all that's important to me.
The
You
boys want
sick
to know.
animal.
The boys need to know.
Listen, no animals were harmed into making this podcast, but I'm about to harm this piggy.
Guys, leave a comment if you guys want to know what Gina Johnson looks like.
Leave Gina Johnson
Be
out
real.
of this.
Don't
God
lie.
damn it. Leave Gina Johnson alone. She's frazzled.
She's frazzled.
So, courting Spielberg or any large name is standard, says one employee. PR relationships have to be established early on to, quote, partner up for publicity purposes, profiting both sides, versus us doing our job on set. Pressure is then put on the rep to play nice, or they simply put a rep on the film who is known to play nice while downplaying any issues that may prove controversial.
That's fucked.
According to employees, the desire to collaborate with Hollywood emanates from the top. They say the AHA's CEO, Robin Ganzert, most recently Deputy Director of Philanthropic Services at the Pew Charitable Trusts, and with no previous professional animal welfare experience, aggressively pursues potential revenue and awareness-raising partnerships with the entertainment industry, and has made the glitzy annual Hero Dog Awards Gala, at which prime 10-person table sponsorships start at $25,000, a centerpiece of her 3-year tenure. She just kind of uses our organization to kind of swing for like little events she has and stuff like that. Like, come to my dog award.
What about the horse award?
There's no horse award.
They don't care about them?
What?
No.
The horses
Best-
deserve
best-
more recognition.
Best
they have
horse death
personality.
in the
For a
industry.
time, they used to also have something called the Poscars, which
Oh,
was
for the
Oscars
doggos?
for all pets.
Get bent.
all pets for real.
All pets. Sure.
Dogs.
Well, I mean the animals on set, but
Earbud.
it seems like quite biased when you call it the Poscars.
That monkey from Nope deserves one.
not all animals.
That was not
have
a monkey.
paws.
That was a man.
No, there was a monkey.
That was a man in CG.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, what movie?
Nope.
Nope. When
Nope,
the monkey
it's a guy.
rips people's faces off and
Aw.
shit.
It's one of the guys from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
he's a
John.
professional monkey man.
Well, he deserves an Oscar too. Well, a Poscar.
Poscar. Give that man a Poscar. Now, the movies I mentioned previously, like Pirates or Failure to Launch, got the rating of acceptable. But acceptable is quite a vague scope when defining what is abuse. On the set of There Will Be Blood.
Let's go.
No, I was so disappointed.
that movie.
It's all movies John likes.
Now we are getting it. Multiple horses died from heat stroke. An anonymous complaint was made saying that it was a very dry, hot, rusty, and windy day and the horses were not getting any water. The AHA said these horses died of colic. On their website, however, it only says American Humane monitored the animal action. This is what they considered acceptable. Movies like The Hobbit or HBO's Luck received an approval labeled Special Circumstances, according to The Hollywood Reporter. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Special Circumstances is used anytime the AHA feels it is not in their best interest to give a film outstanding, acceptable, or unacceptable ratings in order to protect their own self-interests, says one employee. Quote, believed acceptable is yet one more designation awarded by the AHA in cases when it hasn't monitored all of the production's animal action and can't truly vouch for safety. It's bogus, either animals got harmed or not. In 2013, the AHA started installing, quote, a fee-for-service plan. Previously, productions using animals needed to seek out a grant from the IACF in order to pay AHA reps. But the fee-for-service would make it so that this wouldn't be necessary. The fee-for-service plan would instead make it so that productions themselves would have to pay for the AHA reps.
Rapes? Wow.
Wild.
The AHA reps.
That's fucked up.
The fee-for-service plan would instead make it so that the productions themselves... Sorry, I'm going to have to fucking redo this because you guys suck. The fee-for-service plan would instead make it so that productions themselves would have to pay the AHA reps a day rate is as if they were crew members.
A day rape?
Day rate, you fucking Nimrod.
Yo, it keeps coming back. What the fuck?
He's gonna cut out his fuck up.
It's wild.
Yeah, I'm going to cut out my fuck up and then just keep yours.
Good.
The productions themselves now fund the people
Power
in
radio.
charge of calling them out. Naturally, this is a fucking conflict of interest.
Pretty much you can't tell any big problems to your boss because your boss has the power to fire you.
Exactly.
So you're fucked.
So they have no power whatsoever.
No, but
basically.
they can't be too truthful, but at the same time
But they also put themselves in a position where they would have no power. They drafted this deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're the ones who wanted this. Like, they're not getting fucked over here. They're fucking themselves over.
Money, 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 money.
They want to do this, yeah.
Money.
In an interview with THR, Candy Spelling, a national AHA board member, defends the organization's intent behind the, quote, no animals were harmed, end credit. Quote, I think what people think it means is that when a horse dies in movies, it didn't really die. I think that people think the AHA's monitoring is just when the cameras are rolling. As for her interpretation of the end credit, she says, I assume that no animals were harmed during the shooting.
I assume.
Yeah.
Which is true. You do kind of naturally assume that there is no foul play.
It's
but
nice to assume things, I find.
Yeah, but yes, because she's literally
you
just
enjoy the
saying
movie
during
better.
the shooting.
Just like you in Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Life of Pi.
As of today, American Humane is still primarily funded by the very powers it's meant to watch over. Their oversight only pertains to what happens when cameras are rolling and not what happens all those minutes, days, and hours in between takes. So the next time you see the line, "No animals were harmed in the making of this film," take it with a grain of fucking salt and know that even if it got left on the cutting floor, the slaughter continues.
It has a dark history.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whew, that is crazy.
There you have it.
You would never double think it, to be honest. Like you would never think of it twice. Yeah. That's better. That's a better way of saying it. You would never think of it twice. When you see it all the time, you're like, oh, well, okay. You assume that they're telling the truth, but there's so much freaking dark history behind that shit.
Shit wild, bro.
Shit wild, dog.
So just like a classic case of lobbyism and just very easily manipulable like companies, especially if it's for profit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just a company with no morals, you
just
know?
needed to be just, I don't know, government protected. Like it
Well,
should have been like a thing that's
yeah.
like imposed upon the filming companies. But yeah, like you said, like somebody who's been on sets, like not Hollywood sets, just being on our set, obviously we don't harm animals or humans.
We just
but
harm feelings.
you know, like things go fast.
Just Nick, apparently.
Yeah, just
I got harmed.
He got
just
harmed
suck
in
it
the
up.
making of this
yeah, but Nick
podcast.
is not equal
Yeah.
as we are as humans.
According to Nick's logic, he didn't get harmed.
He didn't get harmed. Nick is like undervalued.
Me and Nick are a visible minority.
But just the idea of like, if you were already like kind of wary of Hollywood with how quickly and gross they are with people who work for them and everything,
Yeah.
imagine putting that on a being that can't even talk, that can't get paid,
Walking down-
that doesn't have anything.
They can't express trauma,
Yeah,
can't
like-
express feelings.
Exactly.
It's all like word of mouth, I guess. Like, so you believe that the trainer said, oh, it's all good. But
Basically.
like, you know, the horse is dying inside, you know?
Yeah.
You have to shoot the horse. It's going to be
He
okay.
immediately wants to put down the horse.
No, shoot it with a camera, not a gun. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening.
It was fun.
I am John. You can find me on Instagram. It is director Jon Ramirez. I also make movies on YouTube. It is Deadtime Media. Who's
I'm John with an H with Sirois, Sirois. Thank you for listening. It was fun.
I'm Nick. My Instagram is nick.serafino. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram. I post the visual companions there, and we just post updates on episodes and whatever. It is BVE Pod. Just that. Take care. Have a good time.
Y'all
we love
beautiful.
you.
Peace.
Remember to
Peace.
shoot with a camera,
Not with a gun.
Yeah, baby. Goodbye.
Please.